brother smashed his guitar up, he scattered mugs and froze. He wasn't on no rock road trip, he's blasting cup of sorrow. Mama's cop up to the door, her bum rush up for scare. Kevin, don't be naughty, Kevin, don't you care? 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 Pulled his pants back up and turned to face his mother. Oh, right now, instead of this cow, he wished he had a brother. Mama's eyes done wandered, interrupted Kevy's glare. Oh, Kevy, don't be violent, Kevy, don't you dare. Kevy, don't you dare. Kevy, don't you dare. Kevy, don't you dare. Kevin, don't you dare, up to the roof, the lights tell him he's winning. When he looks down, the doorbell frowns, the padded walls start spinning. These walls discoat those little pills, nursing staff who care. Kevy, don't keep looking, Kevy, don't you stare. Kevy, don't you stare. Kevy, don't you stare. Kevy, don't you stare. Kevin, don't you stare,
G'day, you mob. What's going on? Hi, everybody. Yeah. Lunatic Fringe Chewy back in the caper, back in the earning of buckets of kudos. Well done, Chewy. Big bucket of kudos out in the post to you. Yeah. Speaking of animals jumping fences, there's cattle where they're not supposed to be. Mickham, how are you? Fish Tropic, how are you? Tropico. Yeah, collaboration of curiosities. How you going, Adele? Welcome, BJ Palmer. You're the one talking about animals breaking fences. BJ's probably left and gone to bed or something by now, but fencing, it's tiring work, isn't it? Yeah, I spoke to Bentley. He's fairly convinced that he blew up the internet. Nah, he's not really. He's still as confused as everyone else is. Dr. Black in the chat. Alan Matthews. G'day, Alan. How's it going? Pipex, how are you? There's like about 17 or 19 streams going at the moment, so I don't expect too many people in here. Spread the love. That's what it's all about. Oh, thanks, Mickham. That was another vintage track from the same discoverings as the last few weeks' musics. So I felt I better share that one too. Without further ado, let us do this. Very, very good, very good. Hi there, Sponge Princess. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah, it takes a while for that audience to calm down.
No.
And they see such famous people. I really made a mess of my hairdo today, didn't I? Might as well milk it. Let's milk it. There we go. Spash. That way.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous. Oh, hey, love. What's going on?
Not a lot. Sitting here in front of my computer.
Sitting in front of the computer. Fake No More had a song naked in front of the computer, but I don't think it actually had anything to do with sitting naked in front of a computer.
Mm. And see, I turned my computer around. I turned it on the side from where it normally is.
What do you mean? You mean perpendicular, or you're looking at portrait screen?
Yeah, no, perpendicular. Advertising. See my backdrop?
Ah, yes, right. That's the piano and stuff behind you there. Yeah. Fireplace in the nook.
Yeah.
Christmas
so
tree and
people
Christmas
don't
lights.
feel, because it's holiday, and people, feel like they can walk around the house comfortably and stuff.
Sure.
Not everyone's always, dressed appropriately in my house for the public.
And
but today I wore clothes.
You're off to a flying start.
Yeah, I think so.
So no drawing today either.
No, because I can't afford to.
Oh yeah, that old chestnut. I forgot about that.
I want to so much, and it's like after hungering to go for so long, for it to start up, and then I can't even be there anyway.
Well, everyone get onto the Scunge Princess Big Cartel site or the Instagram and buy some art or something. Get a print.
Yeah. Well, so that's what I have to do though, but it's, we've talked about before, it's the catch-22. If I have the money to order the prints, then I can put all the stuff up online and then I can make money from it. But
are there prints that you have in stock currently? Or are we empty on
I do have a couple actually. I have some of the older ones, particularly that the mermaid one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a couple of the Pages one.
The which one?
Pages one. The one the Pages got the original one, but I've got some prints of that. But that's all. But I've got a whole bunch that I really need to get done. You know, I've had lots that people are asking for, but I can't make them happen. Yeah, and plus we were going to do that run of like a limited run of your portrait.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. People actually asked for it as well, didn't they? That was surprising.
They wanted them.
Fools. Did we write a list of who those people were?
I
think Thirsty
maybe.
was one of them. Thirsty was one of them that he wanted to save some money before he could afford it.
Yeah. Well, he bought all those fish ones and the cat ones as well.
G'day, 3CA. Welcome, 3CA, to the fray. And yes, that time I did a rhyme.
That's very clever.
G'day, Joshua, world famous Aquamate in the house. Let us know, Aquamate, if you need to do any promo, if you're doing a premiere or anything this Savo, we'll try and tie that in. Don't think I'm aiming for a very long stream today, but quite often when I say that, I end up doing 4.5, 5 hours, isn't it? And yeah, I was a bit confused when I started that Bentley had already finished his stream, but yes, I thought there must have been another daylight savings change in the States or something, but yes, it was completely due to technical difficulties. And like I did say, there's a bunch of other streams going on at the same time as well. But, you know, I'm in double figures, even though someone just left, but still double figures. I don't mind. How are you, BJ? Hope you're well. Oh, if only we had a way to see BJ's Varth Data shirt. She just refuses to show it. And I can't. I mean, there's 4 of them out there.
She bought one same as your one.
Well, almost the same, because she bought it in a ladies' style shirt and in the color of pink, I believe. So that's kind of why I'd be really interested to see it, to see how he pops on a pink background. And there was a 4th one as well. Like there was 2 sold from the teaspoon. I mean, last time I looked, there could have been more. But yeah, there's someone else bought a 4th one as well. Actually, it was someone in Europe, wasn't it? Was it Mickham? Maybe it was Mickham who bought one. I think it was a European. Righto, BJ. No pressure, only weekly based pressure, incrementally increasing in strenuousness or something. But you know, good times had by all. Done a few interesting other people's streams over the last 4 or 5 days. I think I was on Collaboration of Curiosities the other night for about 17 or 19 hours. By crikey, that was a long one. Whose else was I on? On Griffins. Yeah, I was on Griffins the other night too. All you crazy lunatics having these late night streams over there. It confuses me though, because I don't understand how some of these late night streams over there are still late night here. It's been like, maybe it's like 5 a.m. over there while it's 11. Pardon me, 11. Anyway, beside the point. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't there for the whole bloody 10 hours, Adele. That was ridiculous. I mean, sure, I've been there before. But I'd like to imagine that I've generated a little bit more common sense since those days. Yeah, thanks, Chewy, for the assurance. I may have been a little bit under the weather. I'm not 100% sure where my memory was at. But good fun. Always good fun. Yeah. And yeah, like you say, worth it, sure. What else?
From me?
From everyone.
From the crowds.
Sorry, keep going. I started to think out loud. It was unnecessary. No, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that I just clicked that I think between myself and Chewy, I think we had about a 2-hour uninterrupted discussion. It was like we were just talking amongst ourselves, but people were watching and stuff. But yeah, barely anyone else got a word in while me and Chewy were going at it. And we danced the gamut of topics, didn't we, Chewy? Music and fish stuff and people, all this sort of good stuff. Oh, yeah, I've got to remember to be on top of that one, Adele, for the dead air times. I got to remember to hit the crickets. But you know, we like a little bit of dead air. Builds the tension, creates the vibe. Oh shit! Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. You know, why can't my phone's just crashed? Just when I need to use my telephone and it does stupid stuff.
Oh, you know what I was going to try and do?
What's that?
I was going to try, because, you know, I'm really bad at like the comments, and I always just rely on you to read all of the things and stuff. But I was going to try, because if I do some live things, I have to learn how to read comments and still be a human. So I'm just going to try and put them up there.
It's going to be an interesting concept for you, because you've got to empty your mind to be able to, you know, spill art out, and then you've got to come straight back to an active mind to you know, focus on comments and interpret them and stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't think that, like, I don't know, but like, because I can sort of talk and draw at the same time, because then my mind's busy with the conversation, then the drawing can just come out without it having to be in my thoughts, which is pretty good. And I'm not likely to do like anything that's I can't do the you know, like getting up and being like really performery. Like I can't really do that. So I'll still probably just be, I'll have a focus on the drawing, and then I can just talk.
So were you...
Well, I don't know how it will work. I've not even got any idea. But I was going to try.
You were going to try and like live draw today on camera and still read comments as well?
I was going to try and just read comments, because I don't usually like read them. I just wait for you to tell me what people are saying. Baby
steps and all that.
Yeah.
One step at a time sort of thing. Oh,
yeah.
That's a weird screen to see down there, isn't it? I'm not seeing that one in the backstage before. Z-Beam is in the chat. Good day, Z-Beam.
Sorry, I'm just chewing my fingernail off. I would like that to like just do drawing and not have to worry about talking. Like I like to talk. I'm just not good at, you know, filling it,
I think
filling the spaces with words and using really concise.
I think the more you do it, you'll either work out, the flow will become natural, or if the flow doesn't come natural, then the people watching what you're doing will just appreciate that you're a bit of a unit, and that's how you run.
Yeah, well, I can't really hide that, so it has to either be embraced or not. Like, that's how it is. And I mean, the only thing I can say is that because when we were doing streams before, I got to like go from being completely uncomfortable, like I wouldn't want to be on camera and stuff. Sorry. To then, you know, the crew that you had then was so nurturing and gave me so much like love and support that, you know, it became a really comfortable group of people to be with. And I think that helped because, you know, it's not just a whole bunch of random people and you don't know what they're thinking or feeling, or I don't know, just feeling weird about it. So that was really good because I feel, but I miss heaps of the people that used to come and chat on and stuff.
Do you still get those people like on your Insta dropping likes and stuff like that?
I was, but I haven't seen like Bob for a while, I think, and Monica still is pretty regular, which is good. Anyway.
Yeah, well, those back in those days when we used to get, you know, 40s and 50s along, and sometimes even 60 people watching, it was certainly a vast and diverse crowd that we had. But yeah, these days
nice.
with much less viewing public enjoying the streams on live, it's hard to get a gauge. I mean, most of the streams still get just as many rewatches and stuff, but we're just not getting the live people along that we used to.
It's probably because I stopped going on.
What's that?
You know, it's probably because I stopped coming up. You know,
no doubt. No one wants to look at this non-stop. They need a bit of that. I mean that.
Sorry.
We've contemplated hitting Pam.
I'm not looking at my anymore.
Kind of stuff. Mickham says, I think Sarah and Blacky would be perfect match in Pam's streams. Or if Sarah and Blacky invites Pam plus some of the others into own artsy streams.
Oh, it could be fun to do like just an art sort of centric one. Well, it will be for me because it's something that I'm interested in.
Well, you could just, get like a art, what do they call them? Art bees, where everyone's just sitting around doing art and meaningless, mindless chatter at the same time. It all works. J-Dub, g'day Jeffrey Watts. How's it going? I'm Susan for SLC. How are you, Susan? Welcome. Welcome aboard. I think that that kind of thing where you're just sort of sitting around doing your thing and having a chat. I think a lot of people kind of dig that stuff because it just feels like everyone's just sitting around having a chat like you would be normally anyway. Yeah. So, there's always grounds for just pointless natter whilst doing other things. Hey, Kevin Leong. I hope I said that right, Kevin. I may have said it mildly offensively, but I'm pretty sure Kev is used to my level of offense by now. I'm going to Let's see how this goes. Hang on. What am I trying to do? Oh, that's right. I'm a little bit
Can
scattered.
I ask a question about a comment, because I'm trying to read some comments, but I'm not like really good at.
I like this.
Sorry,
You're
yeah.
practicing already. Yeah.
But there's a comment about the mask. Is that like the mask that had the little drawing on it with the mask guy on it? Because that should be on my that was one that I did, because like you put some stuff on like your online stores, but I've got like a threadless one that had the mask on it, I think. So I'm just wondering if is it not showing up? Oh wow.
Zen Ginger straight into the chat with the link, Zenny. Well done. If Zenny was on point though, she'd be finding the link that Sarah's talking about though. Oh, look out. Let's do that's right. I was changing this, wasn't I? Have to do this again and wait 4 hours for the crowd to dissipate. Pardon me. Some guy in the audience burped.
Well, hello. How are you? Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Okay.
No, you're muted. I was just selectively not responding.
Was I muted? I don't know. I was muted earlier.
I heard every
word.
I had
my whole thing all screwed up.
I also just worked out on my soundboard thing that I could actually just physically push the button again and it stops.
Cool.
Oh,
so I don't have to sit there and listen to it.
What soundboard are you? What soundboard are you using for your drops?
I don't know, some free one from the Google Play Store. It's called, believe it or not, Custom Soundboard.
Nice.
The marketing team was on point that day.
Very much so. That's legit. I got to get all my chat windows sorted out here. What's going on? Okay, here we go.
There we go. Zen Ginger has located, I believe. Yes, Scunge Princess's threadless face mask.
I'm there. Oh, good. I just got worried that if like it had got pulled down or something.
But is that the one that was being spoken of with regard to, was it Mickham saying the mask?
I don't know if that was the one. That's just because I only know the stuff that I've put up. So
we'll have to wait and get Mickham to potentially follow that link and confirm whether that's the one he was after. These frisky cattle, I tell you.
So what's going on?
Oh, we've had it's been really, really, really bizarre. We've had 4 or 5 days on the trot in a row of sunlight.
Of sunlight?
Yeah, no clouds, not a single white wisp in the sky.
Huh.
Pure blue and I tell a lie, I can see a cloud out there. Sorry everyone.
I haven't got any.
But yeah, it's been after a month of constant grey and constant wet and, mildewy smells, all of a sudden the air's clear and there's a brisk breeze and the temperature's dropping. I actually had to put a 3rd layer on my bed at about 3 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Mickham has confirmed that was the mask, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? With the mask? What were you talking about?
Well, I did a drawing of, some little critter is wearing a skull mask kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it up on an online store on a mask, on a one that you can wear out now that it's, you have to do that sort of thing. Yeah. And there was just a comment before saying that they missed out or something, or it wasn't there. So I got worried that it had been pulled down off the site, but it's still up there. So.
All right. Cool.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to wear masks, We got to do that.
Yeah.
It's really not that much of an imposition, is it?
No, it's not a big deal, really. That's the thing. It's kind of weird because, like, well, you guys are much closer to Asia, obviously, right?
Yeah, I could
And,
throw 7 rocks and be in Asia.
well, with like SARS and MERS and all that kind of stuff, it's much more common if they have an outbreak. You see a lot more people wearing masks and stuff to just be cognizant of not spreading around their flu or cold or whatever when they got it, So I hope that just becomes more of a normal thing. That like, hey, if you got the sniffles and you're coughing and stuff, like just wear a mask to the store. Wash your hands. Like,
Yeah.
But I know in America it'll go away as soon as somebody just says like, "Oh, you've reached herd immunity." It's like people will they'll throw their mask on the ground, but yet they'll still carry around all their puritanical, like, "I saw a nipple" thing. It's like, what is this? It's so weird. It's so weird, like dealing with Americans sometimes when I'm like, there was a nipple on TV and it would be like front page news or something, like a woman's nipple. Oh my God. Right. But then it's like, hey, keep your germs like from not flying into my face. Like, excuse me, sir. It is my right to spray my germs all amongst the store. Like, what kind of weird, twisted, maniacal madness is this? like what? I don't know.
Is entitlement the enemy of the human race in the 21st century?
It's an enemy for sure. Yeah. Yeah, this entitled ideals. Yeah. It's weird. Although I did join a new I always say this wrong, the gooids, right? The fish. Am I saying that right? Gooids? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I always go, what is it? Gooids, right? I'm going to type it in here.
I'm unfamiliar. Do they have a common name that common folk might understand?
I'm trying to think.
Gooids. Gooiides.
Am I saying that right? I must not be saying that right.
Fish Tropic says goodyids.
Well, there's like
Zenginger says goodyids.
Goodyids. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting the D. That's why I was saying it wrong. Okay, goodyids.
Oh, they always forget the D.
I always forget the D. Light on the D. Sorry, guys.
That's a shirt. Light on the D.
Goodyids. Yeah, there we go. Man, it's been a long day. I've been up all day. But I did join a new group of that, and I have noticed a little friendly community around helping stop the extinction of the goodyids, right? Of like spreading them through the local fish tanks, right?
Are they an American live bearer?
I think they're like South American, like Mexico, South America, and then I think some like the warmer parts of America. I think they're like, the southern part, so Texas, Louisiana, that kind of stuff. I think there's some around there, but I think it's mostly Mexico and then Central and South America.
But they're a live bearer, right? Am I on the right fish?
Yeah. Are they a live bearer? They're a live bearer and or egg scatterers. I totally can't. Yeah, they're live bearers, and then I think there are a couple of types that do egg scattering, but mostly live bearers. Yeah. But yeah, they're like super close to getting extinct, and I had the Amica splendens, or however you say that properly, quite a while ago. And I never thought that they were like a big deal, but they're like critically endangered. I'm like, oh yeah, we bred like a big tank of those, and then we just were kind of bored with them being dumb, and then we gave them away. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, we gave them away to somebody in the club back in the day, so like, well, it's probably fine. Like, they're probably still breeding them, but yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm around a lot of things that are like, endangered in the wild, and I don't really realize it because I'm just like I run into this stuff like on the reg, So I don't know. But anyhow, the whole reason I brought it up was I joined this group so I could learn some more about like what which ones are endangered and stuff like that. There's a guy who's like a real expert on them, who's like he's putting out written content. He's like a guy who's like writing articles and stuff. So pretty cool. But like there's my whole thing was triggered by the entitlement thing and realizing that like it would be really easy to have like a basically extinct fish and then just have that entitlement and try to sell them for like hundreds of dollars or whatever. But I was like, but I just recently joined a group that's like, no, we're just fish keepers and we'll just share them with whoever so we can help populate, then
sounds like that's
people get like an overpopulation. They're going to try and reintroduce some, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. But that seems lofty. But I think at the very least, if you're like sharing them around to tanks and stuff, like you can keep some kind of population within the hobby going, right? So
it sounds like a sensible group if they're just sharing them about instead of trying to garner some form of large profit from them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've been running into so many people now for a while, like because of YouTube, like just how many people like that come to me for advice and stuff from YouTube that aren't necessarily just fans or whatever, right? It's just how many people that like want to become like a big YouTube star or whatever. I've had like a lot of encounters with those people that seem to have that like brutally entitled thing of like, like I'm going to keep this super rare thing because then it'll be content, I'm just like, I don't know.
It's not exactly the best motivation, is it?
Yeah. It's a weird thing to be running into on the regular basis.
The one that Sen Ginger mentions, the trout goody. That's the one I've heard of and potentially seen in YouTube videos, and I think that's where I understood them to be a live bearer from knowing that guy. And they kind of look like a fatter swordtail, I guess, without the sword is my memory.
I like stumpy little fat fish. Like even the guppies. I don't like the long-tailed guppies. I like the little short. They have the tails that look like a little shovel.
Yeah,
I like those little guys.
Yeah, I had some threadfin guppies for a while, but male threadfin guppies are fairly useless unless you clip off their gonopodium.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't function very well as a doodle once it's just this long piece of crepe paper floating around in the water. But apparently people do. Right? Again, like good callback. Let's do callbacks all day long.
Callbacks forever.
I've heard stories of people getting those thread fins and using like nail clippers. And
we looked it up, didn't we, when you had them to see what you can do and if they could breed, and that's what they recommended, to go and clip them.
Yeah, get your nail clippers out and clip off the end bit like a fish circumcision, but still leave it functional.
That's actually kind of similar to a circumcision.
I guess
regularly, right?
Yeah.
It still functions, right? At least I
don't know. So. Let's put it out there to the crowd. Let's ask all of the circumcised people if it still works.
If it still works. Does it work?
The thing is that it can actually cause significant damage. And like it may not be most cases, but it can actually impair the function and sensitivity, I think. Because I remember reading about it. So I have 3 sons. No. Maybe.
Sorry.
Presumably. Also. I kind of want to put something else in my tank at the moment. I'm getting to that thing.
You're getting
and
to that
I
point.
don't. Yeah, but I don't know what else might be happy in that kind of environment. What do you think?
Well, your better still lives, yeah? You still got a better.
It was a while ago, and he just vanished. So I think maybe he was healthy. He was like a hunter, right? So he hunted out like all of the shrimp in the tank, whereas the last one kind of coexisted all right with them. But this one, as soon as he went in, and he was hunting them all out, so he was like everywhere, darting in all the bits, and really healthy fish. And then one day he just vanished. So I think maybe he got stuck somewhere deep inside the waterfall or something. Because he wasn't like sick.
He might have bitten off too much shrimp and choked himself out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But would he have just like from one day, he's there in the night, and the next morning he just wasn't there at all?
Well,
I didn't ever find his corpse.
If he didn't get all of the shrimp would have made pretty tidy work of him in no time.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's still like, about 2 in there at the moment, I think.
Probably just fill it up.
I just.
Oh no!
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that as well because they make me really happy.
Shrimp.
You should probably get shrimp. I would say that's my advice. Always shrimp.
If you get the long arm freshwater Australian prawns, then I can have my prawns vicariously through your fish tank.
That would be cool.
Well, I do love them.
The beast wall is here.
They make me very happy.
That's why I put it up. It's one of my favourite walls. Oh, it's actually a roof.
Is it just my computer going weird?
Hello.
Is everything going weird?
No, well, I can't see your computer going weird. How are you, Joshua?
Okay, no, you guys just keep on like freezing up, and then I can't hear what you're saying.
Are you losing audio?
You make it. Well, you're like occasionally you start jumping, and then your words are all whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, I think that's just me, though. I think that's me normally. Yeah.
Yeah, he formulates his sentences with lots of whoa, whoa, whoas in them.
Whoa.
And you're just like imitating him.
True.
Hey, Josh.
How you doing?
No, I'm
do you
not.
Guys remember? Do you guys remember Max Headroom?
Oh, yes.
Remember that? Oh, good.
Yep.
I always feel like I feel like a million years old if I ever bring up Max Headroom, and the kids are like, "Huh? What's that?" Like, oh, I don't even know how to begin to explain this.
and what is it?
Max Headroom? Oh my God!
I suppose that instantly puts Sarah into the youthful generation because she doesn't know either.
I was a child of the 80s, so I saw Max Headroom. I was entertained by Max Headroom. He was like a human that had prosthetics on to make him look like a square box head, and he'd sort of come on MTV in between clips and stuff and talk about things.
He was all stop motion animation, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like even though it was all prosthetics, it was still all stop motion silliness.
It was very glitchy. Yeah.
G'day, Denny. How are you, mate?
And there was a famous pirate broadcast of Max Headroom, I think it was, in America, where he popped onto TV stations and people were like, what the fuck is this?
I think that's right. I think he would like pop onto weird stuff every once in a while. Like,
was that pre-MTV or after he'd become famous?
Pre-MTV. He started off as a pirate.
Yeah, I think it was before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be an awesome skill to have, how to cut into televisual broadcasts, overtake them.
Yeah.
Should be more of it.
Yeah. We interrupt the football to bring you this important message. Drugs are good.
Lazarus. Good time to come in, Lazarus, just as Beast is talking about drugs.
Eat mushrooms. They make you better.
There you go. You heard it here first, Lazarus. Eat mushrooms. Solid advice for a 12-year-old boy.
Sorry. Oh, damn.
But potentially, wait until you're about 19 or 20, maybe.
Yeah. Age appropriate.
All right, there we go.
Has your internet issues settled down there, Scungy, or what?
Yeah, it seems all good now.
All right. Yeah, I'd say it was just a glitch in the matrix.
I got some bad news for you guys. It's
What's
good
that?
news. It's good news, but it's bad news.
Okay.
So, Canon cameras, right? You guys know that I shoot with Canon cameras. They came out with a camera lens maybe 6 months ago that had your boy over here drooling out of his mouth, out of the corners of my mouths. Just moisture started coming out because I wanted that lens really bad, right?
You mean you're walking around all day with extra tight pants?
Yeah, I'm like, why have my pants shrunk? Right? Now, this lens, after taxes, costs about $3,000.
Jesus.
So I was like, okay, cool. That means I got to start a savings plan, sell off some old crap, do some savings, sell off some old crap, make $3,000, right? That worked fine. That worked fine. I had accrued the monetary wealth in order to purchase said camera lens.
Mm-hmm.
Then the warehouse in which they were stored in caught on fire.
Oh.
And I believe that they weren't burned, but I think that they were damaged to the point where the world supply of that camera lens became so restricted to the point where it was like whenever a couple of them would come up for sale in the States, they'd be like, gone, buddy. Like you had to buy it. You could have no buyer's remorse. You could have no buyer's questioning. You couldn't go like, hey, this is a lot of money. Maybe I should think about this for a minute. And then, you'd think about it for like an hour or two and they'd all be gone. So we're like, oh, crap. Like, oh, that sucks. Now, some got released just today. And the chances are there will probably be some available for some period of time here. But it says currently there's 19 in stock. Let's see how many there are now. Oh, never mind. The 19 in stock this morning are all sold out. Never mind.
Wow.
Ouch.
But here's the thing. Like 20 got released earlier today and they all got sold. And I could have bought one earlier today, but this is my birthday week and I was advised to not buy anything this week.
Well, you might be getting one.
I don't know if I'll be getting one or I don't know if I'll be getting one, but I was just advised to not buy anything this week because it's my birthday week.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll be getting one, but here's the real shot to the balls, is that I could have bought one. I could have bought one today, but it was like, don't buy anything this week. And I'm like, crap, because I know what's going to happen. I'm probably not going to get one for my birthday. It would be a weird present to get for my birthday. But this week's going to go by, and then there's not going to be any for another, 2 months or something available to purchase and be like, go!
I think essentially Vicky may have just found your savings account for that lens and decided to buy you a moped or something.
I don't know that she would buy me a moped, but she would probably buy herself a motorcycle, I would expect.
So that's a good birthday present for you. So.
It would be an insane birthday present. I don't even know what to do.
You just get to like watch your wife ride a motorcycle and feel really cool that you have a motorcycle riding wife. So I think that's a gift for both of you.
It's
Absolutely.
true. She likes to ride motorcycles and stuff, and I'm not a big fan because well, I'm not a huge fan because I've fallen off of things at high speed, and I don't think she ever has.
Time will come.
My uncle actually, he put his bike on his side on the freeway, and somehow, like in like medium traffic going like 70 miles an hour, put his bike on his side on the freeway and somehow just like popped up and was like, "Oh man, my bike's damaged." I'm like, I do not understand. My arms would have fallen off or something. It had to glue them back on. But somehow my uncle did that a little while ago, like at like 70 years old. Like, what the fuck?
Wow,
it doesn't make any sense.
There's so many rad videos out there of motorcycle crashes where the bike's just getting toast, but the rider ends up on the feet.
Yeah, just
that freeway one where the dude crashes and flips over and ends up in the tray of the ute in front of him.
Oh, that one's hilarious. Yeah, that is like what the fuck? I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, I would have to go to the laundromat because of all the duty and the dirty laundry I would have.
The poopy leg.
Yeah,
hello,
I have to go take a shower.
Welcome.
Oh, Ginger, that sounds terrible. Decapitated. Ooh.
Oh wow, that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's why I don't like motorcycles. I mean, I see so many car crashes. Like, I mean, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. And I know that I would be enticed. I'd be enticed to be like splitting lanes and stuff during traffic, and it's just not going to work out well.
Yeah.
My 16-year-old son has just gotten to the point where he's 16 and 9 months and he can get his learner's motorcycle license. And here, once you get your L's, you just ride off into the world.
Yeah.
I'm quietly freaking out. He's a good rider, but it's not just about how well he can ride, it's everything else.
It's the roads. The roads are not bike worthy around here. They're dangerous.
I mean, I legit, like, somebody just crashed into me like about a year and a half ago. Like, somebody just crashed just rear-ended me. Like, there's lots of traffic around, like, you should be paying attention, and they just ran into the back of my truck. Like totaled my truck. And like, I was all right, but like, just not paying attention, like, at all. It was like, oh, I'm just crashing now. Like, okay, great, good times.
When I was on my L's, there was another car coming towards me, and I could see that they weren't driving, like they were driving too much on my side of the road, and I like pulled completely off the road and stopped, and they still managed to crash straight into me.
Oh yeah, probably fell asleep behind the wheel or something. Yeah. Or they were just texting their grandma or something.
Yeah, bloody gran. When will she learn?
I mean, I might do some like dirt biking again someday, but I honestly feel like if I'm going all the way out there, I should probably do some mountain biking or something that's a little more, cardio.
More laborious.
Yeah.
My mother's first husband died on a motorcycle, so when she married my current dad, my real dad, she said, "You're never to ride motorcycles. It's just not happening." So I've obeyed that, and I'm still alive at 39.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And you do like a lot of other stupid shit as well. So that's testament to your mum's advice, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I would be stupid on a bike. Absolutely.
I had a mate of mine in high school ripped his throat out riding a motorcycle and got basically coat hangered by a barbed wire fence.
Ooh.
Basically tore all of that good stuff in there asunder, and they had to sort of rebuild it. And he still talks like this nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
speaking of like monumental neck wounds, I got a buddy who's a cab driver for a long time, and he got his cab robbed from him one time, and they cut him from ear to ear, and he survived. Like,
wow.
Like, has this insane scar, like crazy knife scar all across here. Totally insane. Yeah.
I wonder how many times he's had arguments in the pub that he didn't get a neck lift or a neck tuck, whatever they call it.
It's pretty obvious that like this was not on purpose.
Yeah, right. A little bit jagged, perhaps. Not a surgeon's line.
And he's like a big tattooed dude, you know, like there's not a lot of people like, oh yeah, this guy's getting cosmetic surgery. He doesn't look like a fella that has received cosmetic surgery, if that makes sense. Great dude, though. Great dude.
They often are those big tattoo.
One day fellas. I was one day in the middle of the night, I was for lack of a better way to put it, there was a homeless character who was renowned for huffing spray paint. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those kinds of street fellas with the
they call it chroming here.
Yeah, they always have like a silver beard or a gold beard, you know, all over their face. And you know, there's really no rationalizing with those people. It really kills your brain, you know. Like, you know, I'm no prude, and I don't, you know, you guys know that I'm sober, but I'm no prude. And I don't want to limit people to do stuff. But man, that would really just, you know, that eliminates your brain. Period.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you know. Anyhow, so I was kicking that guy out of this restaurant. Because I used to work this restaurant in like a really seedy part of town that was like 24 hours a day. And so I'd work the graveyard shift, and as the cook, the chef, the late night screaming into the microphone, crazed man behind the grill making you food for all the drunkards and street people and stuff. It would also be the bouncer. So you'd have to like kick people out. Anyhow, I was escorting a fine silver bearded gentleman out into the street, which was a very busy street that normally was inhabited by women of the night and, you know, fellas of ill repute. So I'm kind of shoving this guy up the sidewalk to get him to go away, you know, and it's clearly an altercation. And that same cab guy just comes screaming up in his cab, right? Boom, up onto the curb, hops out of the cab, and I just hear him like, hey, you know, and he runs around his door, jumps over the front of his cab, grabs this guy by like the collar of his jacket, right? Picks him all the way up over his head and just like plants him head first into the street. And it was like, oh my God, how did that just happen? And like, it was like 12 seconds. Like, what just happened? You know? And the guy like falls down on the ground, gets up, like kind of like, and like runs off into the darkness. And it was like, oh, hey man, what's going on? It's like, you got any coffee? I'm like, hell yeah, man, let's go. You know, just like left his cab like halfway up on the curb and like came in and had some food and a coffee, and then drove some drunks off in the middle of the night. You know, and yeah, dude, really cool guy. He quit doing that though. He quit being a cabbie. He said it was too dangerous. It's starting to get too dangerous, and I'm like, it's starting to get too dangerous. Like, oh my God.
So this was after he'd had his throat cut. He came and just still did this.
This is like many years. This is many years after. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Dedicated. He was like So like at the time he was probably like 40-ish and maybe 35, and this had happened like a decade before that when he was in his 20s, you know, early-ish 20s, you know. And I knew him later on. I didn't know him when he was that young and sprightly. I knew him when he was like grown man and grumpy.
And did he pay for his coffee that night, or did you give it to him on the house?
I was on the house for sure.
Nice.
Spirit. We like that.
So that guy with the silver beard or the golden beard, depending on where he probably had stolen the paint from. He claimed that he was a wizard. That was his big thing, is that he was a wizard, and he was always trying to cast spells on people.
Right.
not a pinball wizard.
He was not a pinball wizard. He did not have supple wrists.
Didn't have that bally shit. I lost it. What's the next line? Bally table. It's gone.
I don't know. I can't remember the lyrics, but I know what you're saying. You know, The Who, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a weird time. That was a weird time in my life. That was a weird time in my life when I would do copious amounts of drugs and look down on people that would huff paint, you know? So, who knows?
the cultural drug hierarchy is strong.
It's strong, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think meth is at the all-time bottom, but yeah, huffing glue, paint, or petrol is probably the lowest of the low.
It's below the meth, I think.
It's definitely below meth. Yeah.
You know, at least with meth, you need an implement. You know, you want to huff paint, you can just have a plastic bag.
Well,
or a paper bag.
Yeah, the meth heads at least they do learn skills. Like a fair few of them learn how to do glass blowing to make pipes because they break them all the time.
And then they've got a skill for life.
Yeah,
you know what's really weird? This is an unpopular opinion, right? But I've definitely met some meth heads that like they definitely learned some skills from their unfortunate affliction, right? I think
sure.
They definitely learned some trades that they otherwise wouldn't have endeavored into, right?
Yeah.
Like how to break a car window quietly.
Exactly. Yeah.
How to you want to use the unlocked windows in a house.
How to pick a lock.
I didn't know a lot of home invasion type methods. I didn't know a lot of those guys, but I did know I knew a car thief that was an intensely good car thief to the point where like we went to the chop shop where he would drop cars, and I was talking with one of the guys there one time, and they were like, no doubt this guy's probably brought at least 1,000 cars here.
Wow.
Yeah, they were like, there's some nights he'll bring 10 cars down here.
Wow.
You're like, what the hell? You're like, it's one guy. Like, who's stealing all the cars? It's one guy. It's this one dude. He's stealing all of the cars. It's just one person. As soon as he stops stealing cars, there won't be any more car thieves. Like, there won't be any missing cars. Like, what the hell?
Meth keeps him busy.
Yeah.
Getting stoned one night in my old hometown, Barrie, we met a guy stealing a car, and he adamantly said that his deal was that he loved joyriding and driving different cars.
Right.
He would refill the petrol as best he could to what it was and leave them where he found them before dawn.
That's a conscientious car thief.
That's so weird.
He just wanted to drive as many different cars as possible. It was like a car whore.
You know, he could have just worked at a car dealership, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. It didn't have the same thrills of. It was all about the thrill of stealing a car and replacing it unnoticed, and how he'd walk past that car in the street and go, "I've driven you." Yeah.
It seems so
That is
opposite
weird.
to
That is
most-
weird.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
most criminals like that are doing crimes of a passion of sorts, they want some kind of recognition, but he just wanted to completely fly under the radar, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's what made him successful and never get in trouble.
I hope he
know.
when he returned the car, I hope he at least like dropped a big fart in the car, so when the owner opened it and they're hit with a bizarre smell.
Yeah, that was my first thought, was like, somebody's been driving my car. It smells like someone else's farts in here. What's going on?
Yeah, leave a
Weird.
calling card, like an ace of spades or something, and that'll be worthy then.
You'd have to put it in like a weird spot though, that's not obvious.
It was always exactly where he found it. That was his deal.
No, I mean, like, if you put your calling card in there, you'd have to put it somewhere that like wasn't obvious.
Yeah. On the
so that they would
windscreen.
find it like a couple weeks later, not
Yeah.
the moment they got in the car, and be like, my car was stolen. Someone was in my car last night.
Yeah.
But if they were like a couple weeks later, they like, I don't know, where did this come from? It's
Yeah.
a mystery.
I think that's why a fart is a much better calling card, because they get it the first time they open the door.
But
I
imagine
probably
if
just think that they left some old food in there or something, though.
Yeah.
Realistically,
imagine if he had access to a chop shop though, and he'd take your car for a drive, and if there was a problem, he'd get it fixed and drop it off fixed. Wouldn't that be nice?
hey, I noticed that your alignment was out, so I stole your car.
Yeah.
got an alignment for you.
Yeah. You're welcome. I'm the Santa Claus of car maintenance.
I've worked the shit out of it, but it's fixed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, back in the day, in the U.S., I don't know what it's like in Australia, but in U.S., if you rented a car, there was a point in time where you could buy like the ultimate all-encompassing insurance while you had the rental car.
Yeah.
To the point where it was like, it doesn't matter what happens to the car, it's insured, right? Even like gross negligence, right? And so me and a buddy of mine, like, he used to rent cars all the time and then just drive them like the most insane person in the world. And he's like, yeah, don't worry, man, it's a rental. I got all the insurance. And like one of the cars, we were driving it around. He was driving like a madman around a parking lot, right? Like doing donuts and burnouts and stuff. He popped over this curb and it ripped the rear axle completely off the car.
Oh shit.
So both the wheels and the rear axle were over there. And the car was just sitting on the ground. And it was like, well, I guess we're walking. Like, locked the doors, threw the keys in there, and like called the company. It was like, your car's over here. The wheels fell off.
Yeah, and it's insured, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It reminds me of that old joke. What's the fastest car on the planet? A rental.
A rented one.
A rental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the old saying of drive it like it's stolen.
Yeah.
Is the worst saying ever, right? Because if you're driving a stolen car, you drive like
under the radar.
You drive the most cautious ever. You're like 1 mile an hour under the speed limit. You're signaling at all turns, coming to a full complete stop, so that you could take the stolen car wherever the hell you're taking it and not get busted en route, right? You don't suddenly start driving, 150 miles an hour wrong way on the freeway or whatever. You do that with a rental. So you should drive it like a rental.
That's probably a much better term. But I think the police actually have a word for that they're very alert to when someone is really sticking to every single letter of the law with driving. Someone in the chat might know what I'm talking about, but they apparently piques the interest of a road policeman when they see someone obeying every single road rule to the letter.
Right. Because it's an old saying, don't do two crimes at once.
True. What are you going to say, Scungy?
I was just going to say, but don't most people, isn't that what it must be like as a cop driving around, is that loads of people driving slowly and carefully around you? Like, it's not like everyone else is slightly breaking the rules and just one person's really careful, so they stand out. I reckon everyone's really careful.
I'm sure that's where that's where the application of stereotypes come into play, where they go, oh, well, this person's doing all the rules, but he's got a red bandana on and slightly darker skin, and, you know, that kind of police discrimination. That's where that comes into play as well. This guy shouldn't be obeying the rules. Let's get him.
Yeah.
G'day, Jamie John.
It's not a good day to be bringing that up in the U.S. That's all I'm saying.
Well, have they gone again? Has some other shit happened? Oh no, that's right. That trial's going on, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't know, 10 miles away from where the trial's going on, they pulled somebody over and shot him to death.
Yeah, it's shit.
And they're claiming that, you know, the police officer was trying to get her taser instead of her gun, but she accidentally pulled out her gun and shot him instead.
It's not a good cover story.
Seems like a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good.
My one of my friends is going to have a Viking birthday party for a 40th, and we went online to look at costumes and stuff last night, and I thought, why not check out chainmail? And I went on eBay and I found Indian sellers that manufacture chainmail shirts to size and specifications, and they're like 360 Australian dollars for a full halberg, like a chest piece shirt.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. And I wanted the cheaper aluminium ones, and I thought that'd be lighter, but it doesn't conduct electricity. But the chainmail stainless steel ones were much more expensive, but would be heavier and would conduct electricity. And I wonder if anyone's done any tests with tasers to see if you wore a chainmail shirt underneath a couple of layers, is the taser going to not affect you?
Aluminum conducts electricity.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not.
I mean, they used to make so as an example.
Yeah.
A lot of houses in the U.S. still have aluminum wire in them for electrical service. The problem with aluminum is that it has an opportunity of corrosion.
Yeah, it breaks down pretty quick. Yeah.
What ends up happening is if you connect a copper wire to the aluminum wire, and it needs lubrication on that point of connection and a proper covering so as to not get moist, right?
Yeah.
We got to make sure we weave the word moist into every broadcast that we do. And it will corrode and could possibly you could end up with either a failure in the form of a fire or a failure in the form of just straight up doesn't work.
Right.
doesn't work now. And you could end up with stray current.
Right.
But aluminum, yes, it conducts electricity. All the giant wires that come into the house from the telephone pole or like in the ground, those are generally aluminum because it's much cheaper than copper.
Yep. Right.
So I think it conducts electricity. Otherwise, my lights and computer would be off right now.
Cool. So you're saying the aluminum one could be good?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
the only downside to the chainmail made out of aluminum would be that it's going to corrode. It could get all corroded and turn all weird and green and get stuff all over it.
I have a strange feeling that aluminium reacts poorly to high voltage, but I'm not sure if it's susceptible to the amperage. So maybe something like a taser that's very high voltage but low amps. It could be a valid defense for.
Yeah. That's what I was figuring. And it's also slash and stab proof, which makes it quite
it's the
handy.
slash and stab that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Pretty
handy in the case of a psycho situation.
I think it's stab resistant.
That's right. You still get a pressure wound.
Yeah.
You still get a bruise. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah. Somebody has made what the hell are those shirts made out of? They've made a shirt that's lightweight like a shirt. It's completely slash resistant.
Kevlar.
It's not Kevlar. I think it's carbon fiber or some crap like that. I saw an advertisement for it the other day, and I got kind of piqued my interest. Like, weird. Like I was like, I want one, but I don't know why. Like,
I plan to go out and get stabbed today. I need my stab resistant shirt.
Yeah, but I better wear my "Don't Get Stabbed" shirt.
It's just like the aluminium vest. You only wear it when you know you're going on a tear.
Yeah, how do you know? Like, how do you know? I will likely get in a sword fight today. Yes.
Yeah. I'm feeling kind of frisky. I better wear the aluminium vest.
It is Wednesday after all.
Scungy's had some action off camera.
Little bit.
Whoa. What happened? You going to share your joke, or is it just an in-house joke?
Yeah, it's funny to me, but it's probably best that I don't share it. It involves a minor.
Yeah.
I'm not in it. But it was funny.
You gotta watch out. My minor's only 2, so she is known to go streaking in the quad, if you know what I'm saying. It's like, there goes a tiny naked person. What just happened?
Well, the thing is, around my house, my youngest is 9, but it's all the time. They're
going streaking.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Clothing's for when it's cold.
Yep. Even when it's cold, I have one who likes to go in the unclothed, but with just like a big blanket, like a cape.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, I've witnessed this. It's true.
It is.
It seems uncomfortable to me.
Well,
I always like to wear some pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want my bits to be caught on the brambles and underbrush as I move by at high speed, whilst searching for
your aluminium vest.
Yeah, for my aluminum vest.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack ripped his knob.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say it right.
I was going to say there's
his knob that did get a rip. Yeah.
Well, I like goofy history, right? And the whole thing, like, it hasn't been that long. It really, really has not been that long, historically speaking, where people would freak out if women were wearing pants, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this woman is wearing pantaloons. Oh my God. We must lock her in prison. She's, and you're like, oh my God, that must have been like 1 million years ago. And you're like, 1931.
Oh my goodness. She's got pants on. She can ride a horse like a man.
Yeah, like a man. What, is she going to start riding a horse? Is she an equestrian?
She's going to start slapping men with her gloves and demanding a duel.
And then I get all squinty eyed because I'm like, God, can we evolve faster a little bit? Like,
in Sydney, we used to have women's beaches and men's beaches, and so they weren't allowed to mix.
Yeah, so you wouldn't accidentally.
Yeah.
So you haven't full slip.
And it was enforced, so the cops would forcibly remove the guys who were at the women's beach, so they couldn't see the women with pantaloons.
Oh my God! Would they like beat them with billy clubs and stuff? Like hit them with batons?
Yep. They beat them up and shoo them away.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
There'd be women police at the women's beach and beat them up, beat up the men that tried to sneak onto the women's beach.
Oh my God! This planet is doomed.
Did you see the thing about that swimming pool at Bondi Beach that's supposed to be women and children only, that they're now just going to close it?
Yep.
No one's allowed to swim in it anymore because because people of other genders were abusing the situation.
Yeah.
So now instead of just trying to say it's only for women and kids, instead of just letting women and kids to continue to swim there, they're just going to close it to public access. That's an Australian icon for almost 200 years, and they're just going to ditch it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, this planet is doomed.
A lot of the ocean pools up and down the East Coast are being closed down for renovation. So that was a good thing about COVID, is that they got a good year to upgrade and fix them. I know Kiama has a beautiful one where the ocean at high tide comes into the pool and replenishes it and cycles the water through. And I used to go swimming there as a kid, and I've seen all kinds of things in there when I was little, like blue ring octopus, which are quite deadly. Saw a lionfish even when I was a real young kid. And yeah, it was beautiful swimming. But we were always told as kids, just beware of the cone shells because they've got the poison stinger, and don't approach any fish or sharks or whatever could be in there. Just look at them from a distance and get the fuck out of Dodge if it seemed dodgy.
Yeah, I was swimming around in Hawaii 1995, I think. Yeah. And I saw a whole school of barracuda.
Wow.
And luckily, like one of the local kids I was out there boogie boarding with was like, "Hey man, you got to go in. You got to go in. We got barracuda, you know." And it's like, "Oh, I was just checking them out. Like they're really cool." And it's like he's like, "No. You have to get out of the water. Like you got to wait for them to pass, because like they just will bite you." Like, oh, right. Okay. Like got out of the water.
Speaking of barracuda, did Heart ever do a better song?
Did they do a better song?
Yeah. Was that their best song or what?
That's probably their best song. I'm trying to think of other songs by Heart.
No.
Because my growing up when I did, I was only exposed to like the really soppy, shitty stuff that Heart ended up being in the late 80s and early 90s. And then, later I became exposed to all of these stuff that they did in their first two records, which were far superior than the nonsense they were putting out in the 90s.
Yeah, like the comeback tour. What was the comeback? Yeah, I don't even know. Like, good Lord, they've been a band since 1967.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God. I think that was the year that women were allowed to wear pants, right?
Oh yeah.
That's right.
They were definitely panted. G'day, Aubrey Wright. How's it going? Welcome.
Oh my God, they played at Bothell High School, Inglemoor High School, and Shorecrest High School.
Well, that's how you get a start in the industry, isn't it?
I've been to all of those high schools. My cousin went to Bothell High School. My first girlfriend went to Inglemoor High School. I didn't realize they were from here. They're from Bothell. They're from like 10 miles away from where I grew up. We used to go down to Bothell High School and may or may not have lit off some fireworks there. Maybe. That's weird. I didn't realize they were from Okay, that's bizarre. I just learned that heart is basically from where I'm from, like almost exactly.
You probably
almost
went
precisely.
I was going to say you probably went to school with them, but no, they're probably 30 years older than you, aren't they?
I mean, they formed the band in 1967, so they were at least like, what, 18 by then or something? Yeah.
Maybe.
15, 16?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like to say that they formed their bands when they were like 15 and 16 years old. I think I was playing in my first band at 15, but that was no fucking band. That was a joke.
Yeah, you got different standards when you're older, but when you're young, anything goes.
Oh, you know, we played Jumpin' Jack Flash like a fury, but so were all the other cover bands in the neighbourhood.
Right. I did Pantera covers. That was fun. I opened for the Hooly Doolies at the Narrow Show to a crowd of 2,000 mothers and children. I told them all to fuck off, and then some kids band came on after us. It was quite funny.
What Pantera songs did you play in that set?
No, nothing off Far Beyond Driven. Mouth for War and what was the other one?
The Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah, Cowboys from Hell. Yeah.
Of course you did.
You guys didn't do the early. You didn't do the early Pantera.
High pitch Pantera.
Not the hair metal.
That's good stuff.
None of that. I couldn't do that. No.
Time and place. That was gem stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's seriously weird if you have only known Pantera as the like Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display, all that, right?
Mm.
And then you go like, hey, here's these 3 Pantera albums you may have not heard. You might like them. They're pretty good. You know, bud. Like, I didn't know they had like some earlier records. Like, badass. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah.
Like,
disappointment factor. Yeah.
Hey, dude, I think you gave me some Rat records by mistake.
Yeah.
Somebody wearing hot pink tights? Oh.
Yeah, hot pink tights and metal. It makes sense. I'm just going to duck out the back paddock to wrestle that noisy crocodile. Back in a tick.
Noisy? You're in trouble if it's noisy. So, Sarah.
Yes.
I was wondering, would you like to start having a play around to make some drawings of a silver pendant for yourself?
Sure.
Yeah, because we can get stuff made.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be really interested in that.
Yeah, so work on some drawings and finalize your designs and get something that you'd be happy to wear forever.
Yeah.
And once you get your drawings finalized, send them over to me and Emma, and we'll send them off to get a sample made.
Wow, that sounds exciting. So if I just do a sketch of like what it looks, because like
3-point perspective.
Okay.
Yep. So top, side, and front on view.
Yep.
And if you want something special on the back side as well, that's possible. But our Smiths have recently acquired 3D printing capabilities in wax that they can then turn into a mold and then reproduce from there.
That sounds pretty interesting. I do like the idea of that. Thanks.
What did I miss? What do you like?
Silver pendant. Get something made in silver.
So I could like just design something and come up with, exactly how I want it to be, and then it could get made into a real thing.
Yeah.
No, I'd love that because I've wanted to learn to, silversmith and stuff, but with so many things, it requires a lot of tools and stuff to have and to put myself into it. So I just like it's something, that I think about a lot, because I think about making thousands of different things probably every day.
Yep.
And try and work out what I can manage. But
yep, we've got the manifestation powers, so we can get stuff done.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'll yeah. Now I can. Already, my fingers are itching to start
start sketching.
I can't find my old circular necklace thing that I used to wear. You could maybe do a new design of that for me.
Draw it up. Yep.
Sure.
It's like I know there's a particular name for it. It's like it's a 3-pointed swastika instead of 4.
Yep.
With a triangle in the middle of it.
Right. We're gonna do some Valknuts for Viking mythology. Do some runes. So that's our next plan, is to start making sets of runes in silver rather than rune stones, which are on rock or crystals. I want to make
Viking
silver.
Is so hot right now.
Yeah, everything Viking is so hot right now. So we're going to jump on that bandwagon, and we should have those rune sets ready by August.
Nice. Yeah. What's your turnaround time between, as a business, between when you come up with something and going through the whole process of getting it tested and then getting production and then having it in your hands to be able to sell? What's that time frame?
2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Have you all interesting questions, then, Ginger?
Heard that lead singer from Wings? Have you heard that Wings song? You know that one? Love, take me down to the streets. Have you heard that one?
No.
Yeah? No. Yeah.
My favorite one is Coming Up. Coming up, ooh, like a flower. Coming up. I can always get down to that song. I don't know that song. I can't remember what record it's off, though.
Stinky cheese is the best cheese.
Stinky cheese is the best cheese?
Yeah. That's my motto with music. If something's really cheesy and it's like, oh, this is so on the nose, it's so it's trash, I almost have to stop it. But wait, it's actually good. Just put up with it, The inner snobbery has to be controlled to enjoy good music.
I don't like everything that's terrible, but there are some things that when they really seem to consciously embrace the really terrible aspects, it becomes really enjoyable. So I like some really awfully bad things,
Aubrey Wright coming through with the goods. That's exactly what it is, Aubrey Wright. And there's many different forms of the Triskelion. But my particular necklace thing was definitely a form of that. And I super wish I knew where it was. I mean, it's in. I've got pictures of me wearing it. I just don't know where the actual pendant is.
Zoom in, enhance on your pictures of where you're wearing it, and maybe we can get it remade.
I think you've sent.
The one I've got is a very simple version of it. Based on, I Googled the word after Aubrey has suggested it, and apparently I activated Google. Because I said Google, didn't I? Shit, now I've activated it again. There's certainly a lot of different variations in there, and mine is certainly a much more simple one than the versions that Google has proffered, but definitely the same concept.
Well, the plan is to make sets of 26 runes with Valknut, which is like a 3 triangles interlocked to make a 9-pointed figure on one side, and then a rune on the other side, and make them sell them in bags of 26. at around the $10 per rune mark, and each rune will have a little hole, so you'll be able to part out your runes and actually wear one of the runes. If you draw one out for the day, you could thread it up or put it on a chain and come home and draw another rune and wear that rune. So
and
that's our plan.
Would it be like Scrabble and stuff where some particular runes might be used more than once, so your customers might want 3 of this particular rune?
That's right. Multiple
only
bags.
1 or 2 of those ones.
Yeah. And the idea is to make the sets, shareable. So someone might buy a bag of runes and someone draws a rune and they want to keep it forever and wear it on a pendant or tie it to something, tie it in their hair or in their beard or whatever, just symbol up the world.
And yeah, that's good to know, Alan, about the conductivity of aluminium, because I was under the impression that it couldn't really handle much voltage until it started to burn and smoke up. So good to know. Good to know that it is actually useful, yet still prone to, what do you call it? Rust, corrosion.
Yeah, the big issue is that it just needs to be a larger gauge. It has more resistance than copper. Just it's all good. The big wires that come into your house are aluminum generally. So
don't break the gate, mate.
You need generally like a double aught that's running from the pole to the meter.
Right. That high resistance, is that going to create more of a magnetic field than copper?
No.
No, right.
No, it just well, you just need a larger gauge in order to carry, which is fine outside. It's just incredibly difficult to run through buildings, and I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I had to answer actual referenced questions, but
sorry, man.
No, it's all good. It's just it has a tendency to break in walls and stuff like that. And the corrosion's obviously an issue inside a building that is dealing with humidity all the time. Like the cavity of a wall in a building is a little bit different than the outside. But yeah, the like the big wires, they're steel reinforced and whatnot. But yeah, the pole wires are all aluminum and stuff. They're just it's a long. I don't know how to explain it, and it being only like a 2-minute thing, so it's going to take a long time. But yes, aluminum conducts electricity. Yeah,
right. Can we summon mythical creatures? Well, maybe you are a mythical creature. You just got to summon your own spirit back to reality and ground it.
I can guarantee that Ball Space is definitely a mythical creature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a little bit uncertain as to whether he really exists.
Myths are just
apparently he sent me a couple of bags of fish food. So if those bags of fish food actually arrive this afternoon when they're supposed to, I will probably have more belief that he's an actual person.
Yeah. Most of today I spent time wiring 3- and 4-way switches to LED lights, recessed lights, and ceilings and stuff. That's most of what I did today.
Nice.
What do you want 4-way switches for an LED light for?
It's for the house lights. So multiple switches run the same light.
So if you only switch it one notch, you get this light. If you switch it the next one, you get these lights, etc., etc. Right, gotcha.
And different locations.
Yeah, sure. 4 different locations to switch on the same light.
3. Beats a light switch with 17 or 19 buttons, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Oh, GRB, I don't know if I said g'day to GRB. When did you sneak?
Alan said that's why I carry a copy of the code book for reference. Yes, that's why I carry a copy of my book and my notes and stuff with me also, so that I can reference things that I'm doing because everything is different wherever I go, because I go different counties. And yep. And the NEC just updated to the 2021, which just pulled in a whole bunch of new code. And of course my state is in the 21st century, so they immediately adopt it, except for some of the hillbilly counties, which have decided not to. So yeah. Like, I forget which county is still running off of the 2011 or the 2010, I think. Which is weird. It's weird you'd be that far out of date, but, you know.
My uncle's does similar work, setting up houses and electricity and smart houses for people, doing installs and stuff. And when he first saw me with an electronic cigarette, he freaked out. He said, "Oh, those things are dangerous. They're really bad." And he was right. The one I was using at the time was really bad, and I was huffing the magic smoke out of the battery. If you know what the magic smoke is, you know, when a circuit's burning, it releases a certain pong, and the air holes were quite near the venting holes of the battery, and I was inhaling fucking dangerous gases. But the one I use at the moment is pretty fucking advanced, and I'm always, when I do a build, I'm always worried about the ohms of the resistance of the mesh, and they're supposed to be rated at 0.13 ohms. So when I don't connect it right, it's always higher. The resistance is higher, and I know that I've done something wrong. But when I know it's bang on 0.13, I know I've built it perfectly, and functions amazingly.
It's all about building specific coils at specific how many coils you're going to make, how big or how small, how big is the gauge of the wire, what's the type of wire. I'm still have some wire right here for when I was making coils for somebody.
Yeah, right. I use a mesh system.
Yeah.
So it's mesh over cotton rather than any coil. I didn't want to mess around with coils, so jumped straight into mesh, and mesh works really good.
Some kind of pollen today that is kicking. Something has come into bloom out here that is like, oh god, the air.
It's gotcha.
Yeah, I live in that part of the world where there's a couple months where periodically, week to week, you're like, oh god, what's the air ruined? It's like, oh, the plants are producing. The plants are,
taking the oxygen's real estate.
Impregnate each other.
You're breathing in their sexual activities.
Yeah. You've got a sinus full of plant jizz. It sounded so much better in my mind than when I said it out loud. G'day, T-Bone, Crystal, anyone else who's just rolled in. I think I said g'day to Ballspace by putting his comment on the screen. Ew, says Zen Ginger. Yeah, well, think about it when you go outside. If you're outside and you're breathing, you've probably got a lung full of plant jizz, for the want of a better word. Powdered jizz. Oh, doesn't that sound like a healthy breakfast cereal?
Pollen.
I think they missed a beat there when they called it pollen instead of plant jizz. So much more marketable. Now when I see pollen on any labels of products, I just scoff and I go, nah, you're just fooling.
Propolis.
Manuka honey, what a joke.
Yeah. Have you had that Corvus over there, Manuka honey?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Right.
As it shouldn't. What a crock of shit. Did you see though how there's some Australian and New Zealand companies, pardon me, are fighting for the rights to call their products Manuka honey, because Manuka honey is such a marketable term.
Yeah.
As nonsense as it is. But, you know, if things are nonsense, they should be discussed here.
Things are generally nonsense, you know.
Yeah.
They really are.
My honey is super medicinal. It's so much more medicinal than other honeys because it comes from this plant. Bullshit. The bees process it just the same. They take out all of your good stuff and use it for themselves, and it's still just honey with a different flavor. Go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, at least the lawyers are going to get paid because it's going to be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit to work out which country can call their honey Manuka honey. Fuck me, what a joke. Absolute nonsense. It's like it's exactly the same thing as the champagne and the asti and all of those things where, you know, you can't call your wine this unless it was grown here.
Yeah. So this week I received a prize from a company called Olight, and they gave me a O-bulb, which is like a light globe that you can take anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Very handy.
What's that run on? You just recharge it?
Yeah, you just recharge it at the base with a magnetic USB cable. And they sent me out a torch in titanium alloy. Ooh, very bright. A Winter Warrior. And it came with a card that said it had been tested, or the design had been tested in East Antarctica for its waterproof and cold-proof capabilities. And I'd believe these Chinese guys. They know what they're talking about.
I love how they specified East Antarctica.
Yeah, the place that they have access
not just
to.
Antarctica in general.
Yeah.
The eastern bit.
Yeah, how do you measure east and west when it's on the pole?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think they're clutching for marketing terms.
Yeah. So anyway, because I won the prize, I said to one of my friends, Kai, that I had 2 of these already. So I gave my friend Kai a black one. And I already had 2 of the bulbs that they sent out to me for free. So I gave the new bulb to a friend for his daughter. And she's only nearly 2 years old. And she's been reading books and helping collect firewood with her little light in her hand. And it's waterproof and safe. So really handy device. I never thought they'd be so versatile, but yeah, props to the company, Olight. If you need a good torch, check out Olight.
You heard it here first. Fresh from the beast's mouth. Olight.
Quality.
But, you know, until we're getting some monetary compens from this company, we will not be putting a link in the chat.
No.
Olight, get on it. Sponsor the stream. Send us a check, and we'll start talking about you proper.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, isn't it?
Free yeah.
That's
Send
how you get
more
advertisers.
free shit, and I'll spread the love. Michael needs an Olight, you know. Send us some more free shit.
I need more than one. Goodness.
Yeah, two's good. You got 2 hands, 2 torches, very handy. Never know when you're going to need 1,500 lumens to light up a room at night as if it's full daylight. It's a very powerful tool for finding lost things.
I was supposed to do 3 hours of water changes yesterday, and we had a blackout. Did you get that blackout, Beast?
No, man, we had power all day.
Okay, you're on a different circuit than us then.
Yep, mine comes from the pocket, and the isolators just next door.
I was just starting to get my what the hell was that? Looked like a bag full of hashish.
It's a bag full of
mushrooms. Look out. Look out. Yeah, no, I was just getting all of my hoses and stuff sorted for very, very, very needed water changes yesterday, and the power went out.
Oh, shit.
Unfortunately, I need a little bit of electricity to do my water changes, to pump the water from the water tanks, because the gravity feed is very slow.
And you don't want to do that siphoning business. Choke on some.
I've still got to siphon the water out of the tanks, but just the gravity feed, because obviously the tanks are very full at the moment, so the gravity feed is decent, but it's still like a tap turned on very low coming out of the hose, because it's got to travel down 63 meters of hose before it gets to the tanks.
You're right.
Yeah, T-Bone, I found these wild boars, which are pretty interesting. 15% alcohol. It's like, hang on, yeah, T-Bone's Australian. 4.4 standard drinks in one can. A little bit dangerous, but it's Wednesday. That's what you do on a Wednesday. You get dangerous. But yeah, if you see them about, T-Bone, bloody lap them up. Get a couple of them into you.
I placed an order last night for some beer from One Drop Brewing in Botany, and it's sativa and soursop. So they're using hemp with all the terpenes and fruit. They're doing a floral and fruit series, and this is the third one in the series. And very looking forward to having some weed beer. Right up my alley on the flavour train.
Yeah, I like a wheat beer. Wheat beers are good.
No, not wheat. Weed.
Oh, weed beer, right.
Yeah. It's got hemp in there, which has terpenes and CBD, so should be quite enjoyable. But $36 for a 4-pack. Ouch.
Yay, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these guys are 2 for $20, so
Yeah.
You certainly feel their dent in your wallet when you get them.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much a carton would be. Danger.
Yeah.
A carton would cost me broke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I've told you about the rhinos, haven't I?
I can't recall.
The rhinos are 18% beers that have 5.3 standard drinks in a can. And it's from the brewery direct. It's $370 for a case of 24.
Wow. That's just, I mean, there's obviously people out there that are going to spend the money and buy it. But that's not an everyday beer, is it?
No, it's not. It's a let's get 5 people or 4 people at a table and video the whole thing for YouTube and see who can get through a 6-pack.
See who lasts, yeah.
Yeah, see who lasts. Make a good video.
G'day, S. S has finally made it. Everyone was asking earlier, S, where you were. I think at least 75% of the population in this stream was saying, "Where's S? S is always here." But, you know, that was hours ago. I just had a private number calling me. How about that? I'm glad I didn't answer that. But how come, like, remember last time I was streaming and I got phone calls and my Bluetooth speaker was playing that wonderful ringtone song that everyone really, really enjoyed? Why didn't that happen? So confused.
Yeah.
If they really need me, they'll call back. That's my theory. S, we're talking which love S, because I believe we're talking about beer and cannabis beer. So, you know, either could be applicable, I suppose.
This is pretty tasty.
Is anyone else like me too and has cut a blood orange open and been disappointed?
Yeah, you got to get them from colder areas for the anthromycins to form the red colouring. If they've been grown up north.
It also depends, I think, when they get picked, because I used to get some sometimes from a farmer at the farmer's market across the road from where I used to live, and he would always keep you updated, like how much sort of red over the season.
Yeah.
You'd get different amounts of red. So sometimes it would just be like a speckling of it, and it would get deeper and deeper to the right point in the season, and then
then you'd harvest. Yeah.
I got like the best. He'd still like be harvesting and selling them, and they still be yummy and good to eat, but the color just wasn't right at that time.
And the color has a bit of a flavor. It's like raspberries almost. It's it's not just coloring. I got the best ones ever in Sydney one year. They had a little deli, sort of, you know, immigrant guys, Italians or Greeks were running it, and they knew where to find the good shit. And I bought a big bag of blood oranges and brought them back up north for a friend's birthday party, and they were just fucking staining the breadboard that we were cutting them up. They were messy as. But fuck, they tasted good. Great in a cocktail. So where did you used to live? Where it was near the farmer's market here, Sarah?
Oh, no, that's when I used to have a house in Lismore.
Okay.
Near the showgrounds there.
Yep.
Like the exactly opposite, like right at the end of the street.
Yep.
Right next to the showgrounds.
Nice and close.
Yeah. And honestly, it was such a surprisingly lovely place to live, I think, because I lived on a street and it was just like the most beautiful people. It was just this full of beautiful people. And it made it such an enjoyable place to live. And because I could just walk over, they had farmers markets on Saturdays and organic markets on Tuesdays, I think.
Nice.
And, you know, it was just that really nice little community sort of vibe. But it was horrible in Speedway season because they have the Speedway at the showgrounds.
Yeah.
So, like, all through that season, you'd have your Speedway nights and your whole house is like, Speedway, Speedway, Speedway. And, like, the house would shake. They'd have the, like, with the jet cars or something, and they would just, like, the whole house would vibrate when they were doing those. So,
fuckers.
you know, had its ups and downs. But as it was, I never wanted to live there, but it was a really beautiful experience, actually, apart from, you know, Speedway and being in Lismore. So I felt like I was kind of a bit far away. I used to have all these, you know, all my forest dreams and stuff, missing being out in the bush. But it was beautiful and I loved it. And we made, you know, new family living there. So it was really nice.
Walking distance to shops is always fantastic. Yeah. But living more rurally, I prefer it. You know, I can get over the lack of access to shops close by. Fuck that. It's better to have nature.
Yeah, even like where I live now, and most people like external or who live in towns and stuff see it, and it seems like it's out in nature, but I feel like it's not really, after having lived like really in the wild, raw bush, and that's what I like. I like it where there's like you're fully in the forest.
Yeah.
And you're sort of battling nature every day, but not, you're learning to, really live with the earth, and it's much more seasonal there. You're really at the whim of all the changes of the season and working in, and so you get this more cyclic, connected kind of lifestyle.
Well, that's the big part of battling with nature, isn't it? Is the learning the nature side of it as well. Getting used to the cycles and whatnot.
Because like the battling, I guess, is just that being out in the forest like that, it's constantly trying to reclaim everything that you own.
Yeah.
It's trying to reclaim your garden constantly, and all your belongings can, decompose. And so you learn to sort of let go of lots of that stuff and just, work with it.
A couple of quick g'days. Obviously, some other stream has just ended because we've had an influx of people. Gaffer Haynes, g'day, mate. Alyssa Bentley, hello. Hashtag no relation. All things fish, g'day, Mike. It's nice that Mike's doing the vernacular as well. Very good. BDA.
I'm guessing somebody's stream must have just ended.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably Mike's stream, all things fish. I imagine if Priscilla shows up, then we'll know that to be sure. There we go. Mike has confirmed dragging some stragglers over from ATF. I hate stupid people. How are you, Steph? Welcome. I think that's pretty much everyone who's just come in. Oh, Chalupa, Travis. I've over the last 4 or 5 days, I've developed a little bit of a bromance with Travis. Chalupa No Tomatoes is Travis. He's a beautiful, beautiful young man, a joy to be around, and as a bonus, he laughs at most of my jokes.
Oh.
That's all it takes, ladies and gentlemen. Just laugh at my jokes.
It's a hearty bonus.
There we go. It's a healthy bromance, says Trav. Well done. Vinoksky, how are you, man? Welcome. Can I just also go on the record as saying you guys are fools for not being here for the last hour, because it's been one of the best live streams we've ever had here. Everyone's been talking. We've all been chatting. We've danced around subjects.
It's one of the best live streams that has ever happened, period.
I reckon. I mean, that some would say, some could say that might be an understatement, but no, not this time, ladies and gentlemen.
That's based, yeah. This is the best stream ever that's ever happened.
Ever. All time.
I mean, I've seen some pretty good streams in my past, but
this is the GOAT. The greatest of all time. Yeah, the GOAT.
And I'm a Capricorn as well, so I am the GOAT. I'm the GOAT and the GOAT.
Nice. The goats of GOAT.
The goats of GOAT.
For those that aren't aware, I'm assuming Scunch Princess is not necessarily aware of the GOAT acronym.
Yeah. Well, mostly Josh already explained it.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't listen. I just speak.
Got the filter.
I just listen and I don't speak.
Oh, balance.
You belie your own statement with that statement.
Yeah.
That's right. I find that hard to believe.
Well, the evidence is there. So, who else can't wait for the Bad Batch to start?
The Bad Batch. I don't know if I can wait. I don't know if it's possible. Are they going to release the whole series? That's the question. Or are they going to do it one at a time?
But so what happens if you can't wait? Right? But there's waiting. You can't wait. Then what happens?
Well, you're still essentially just forced to wait. It just means you experience.
It's not like I can't wait. It's like I just don't want to wait.
Yeah. Okay. Semantics.
Sorry. But if you're going to start talking about TV shows they didn't know anything about, I should probably take this opportunity to go and
no one knows about this TV show because it's not even been on the TV yet.
It doesn't exist yet.
And I haven't even watched the trailers because I don't want to go in with expectations.
I think I accidentally saw like a trailer with no audio.
Oh, I had them both queued up the other day to watch, and I just went, no, I want to see the first episode before I see the trailers. It's a Star Wars thing, Scungy, sorry. But it doesn't exist yet, so we can't even talk about it except for the anticipation.
So, like,
there it is. Yeah.
Is it one? It's one of the ones that
I've tried to do that joke. Sorry, keep going.
Is one of the spin-off ones with some of the other characters? Is that what it is?
It's a spin-off from the Clone Wars animated Star Wars series, potentially the best Star Wars viewing in the Star Wars universe
of all time.
Especially now we've got all those old Clone Wars ones on the Disney now.
Oh yeah.
It was really nice to have a flashback to those old ones.
I love the scrounged. Was it an AT Walker that the old disheveled clone troopers were running around in, and they decked it out with just like that was their base, and they were running around, like walking around, stomping around a planet with their walker. That was their base, and they were all old. Tamura Morrison's. Yeah.
You're referring to season 6 of the Clone Wars, I believe that episode was in.
Yeah, that was epic just to see them all just crammed together. They knew what they were. They'd taken their masks off. And they all had unique features. And it's just cool to see a character portrayed in so many different ways, and the whole idea of clones.
Yeah. Well, that's the joy of the clone, isn't it? In the Star Wars, is that sure, they're all pretty much exactly the same human being, but there's so much variation amongst them.
Yeah.
You know, how is Rex such a better leader than all those other numbered dudes that don't get to be captain?
Experience.
Yeah. Good old Rex. Immortal.
He'd leveled up, whereas the other ones didn't level up as much.
I wonder if that's how it works. Probably is. I mean, it's the future, even though it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
It's the same with humans. It's the same with humans in the current reality. There are people that never attain higher levels, and they're just like, yeah, you just keep chipping away at your job, no worries, you know. You just do your thing, that's fine. But, you know, I'll do my thing, and I'll be self-employed and travel Australia, and I'll level up to the point that I'm creating reality for other people.
You're just going to travel around and level up?
That's right. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. It's great. My wife sells silver, and I get to wander the streets of all the towns around Australia and see interesting things, meet interesting people, and sample fine beers wherever I go.
I just call it silver. It's designer jewelry that I designed.
Oh, I'm getting in trouble. It's not just silver; it's designer jewelry. Apparently, that Emma designs. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say silver.
I'm being understated, Emma. I'm pissing off the wife.
Potato, Em. Potato.
Michael says potato.
No.
Yeah.
Now she's rousing on me too.
Yeah.
Silver could be just described describing ingots.
Yeah.
We go around just selling ingots.
Yeah, okay. I'm in more trouble. Fuck, she says. Could be selling ingots, just selling bars of silver. Shit, if we were moving bars of silver, I think we'd be making a whole lot more money.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on today's economic climate, you could probably make a healthy business driving a truck full of ingots around selling off silver.
Yeah,
it's probably more reliable than gold nowadays.
Exactly, it's more movable, and quantity over quality is the name of the game when it comes to shifting bulk amounts of metal.
I don't know if I've ever spoken about it on a stream before. I probably have, but a old gaming friend of mine, he went through this extremely paranoid phase in his life where he was buying drugs from the, what's it called, the dark web, having them delivered to a mailbox on a vacant block, and somehow maybe something to do with actually taking some of the synthetic drugs that he was buying, became an incredibly paranoid individual. But he began to stockpile silver and was buying. If he'd go to an op shop and find anything made of silver, he'd buy it and go and melt it down into little blocks. And he was stashing it in all of these little hidey holes all around his house because he foretold a time when silver was going to be the currency that we all used. And I don't necessarily disagree nowadays because, gold's too shiny. Silver, just shiny enough.
Exactly. And there's in the ratios of the planetary occurrence, there's 12 grams of silver for every 1 gram of gold. And a lot of the banks run on the gold standard. They have the gold stockpile, but there's 12 times as much silver on the planet than there is gold. And there was a big rush on silver in the last decade. And then the USA created a law saying you can't trade in silver commodities anymore. You have to take receivership of the silver, physical silver. You can't trade in futures of silver anymore because it was fucking up the economy.
Well, the U.S. is always doing something stupid, I'll tell you.
Yeah. And bloody, what's his name? The guy who got shot, Kennedy. He was going to bring back the silver standard for the monetary system.
Maybe that was the reason. They saw the potential.
The guy that shot Kennedy was going to bring back the silver standard?
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the reasons. Yeah.
Wait, you think Kennedy was going to bring back the silver standard?
That's right. Yeah, okay. He was gonna fix the dollar.
As in just make it a tradable item instead of ignoring it.
He was gonna return the whole legality system whereby the dollar notes.
She's barking at the child coming at the bedroom door.
Yeah, the dollar note was based on a gram weight of silver, and so you could go to the bank and cash in.
I'm going to use it.
You could cash in your IOU money, the fiat currency, for some actual silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me set it up for you.
So I've popped a question on the screen from Travis to all of the Australians. And I suppose, Joel, you might have some alternatives as well. But what do we call it? I'm pretty sure we just call it being in the doghouse as well down here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Is there alternatives?
Well, the guys up in Main Arm have a private bar they've set up in a communal space between a lot of properties, and they call it the doghouse. And it's got couches and stuff for people to sleep. But it's just a private bar that has bottles of liquor, and price of entry is to bring a bottle of liquor, and you hang out at the doghouse and get drunk and stumble home. men only, apparently, and invite only. I've never been there, but I'm sure it gets quite rowdy. And being an outsider and a blow-in of 20 years, I don't think I'd be that welcome. So I've never been to the doghouse.
Well, you just turn up with a small bucket of goose fat, and you'd probably be very welcome.
Goose fat. Make some good lube.
Makes for very good lube. I'm glad you finally got the joke. I was totally willing to sit back on goose fat until the joke landed with everyone.
Well, it landed with me pretty early, but I was just doing like, yeah, totally.
I mean, if you want some super tasty roast vegetables, you roast them in goose fat.
Oh, yeah.
But also other applications.
So this reminds me of a thread that I saw last night on Facebook, which was describe your most weirdest sexual experience. And someone wrote that they just got out of prison and they were in a field and they were fucking or getting involved with someone who was like an officer, female guard at the prison once they'd gotten out. And they were doing the deed in a field and he thought, oh, wow, she's mightily wet. This is fantastic. And when he'd finished, he looked down and they'd landed in a cow pat. So he was ramming home some wet cow shit into her. Oh, so rude. Oh, man. That's the nastiest shit I've ever heard.
I think...
and now we've all heard it.
Yeah, well, I think I speak for everyone in the chat and on this stream beast when I say we really appreciate you telling that story.
Oh, what a day.
Yeah, cow pats should only be used for sport, not for fun.
That's right.
And fires. We still haven't done the cow pat fire.
Oh, yeah, because whoever what was it? I can't even remember what they were called. I'm here for the poop fire. Yeah. I think they got sick of waiting for the poop fire. They haven't been back.
There's a few dry ones next door to me. I'm sure I could go collect a couple and start a poop fire.
And light them up.
Yeah, light them up.
I just always considered it an opportunity to say no, we're not doing the cow poo fire today, and that the expectation was that they'd just keep coming back until the poop fire, but clearly some people's desires need to be met. You can't just ignore them for too long.
Yeah, they'll move on.
Yeah, they can't be ignored. You got to light some poop on fire, I guess.
No, I mean, I got a tub in the back paddock that's half full of cow poo already, ready to be burnt. But then they fucked off and wouldn't come back to the stream. So they're lost, I guess, when we finally get around to it.
When we get to it happening for real.
Yeah, I mean, it burns well. Burns good.
Maybe not live stream it. Just make the poop fire video as a standalone.
Yeah,
just for the sake of it, and that'll get you some viewers.
We did discuss that as a possibility, that it was potentially a better thing to do as a video due to the fact that most of the time when I live stream, it's the middle of the day. Fire's nowhere near as impressive in the daytime as the nighttime.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. Facts.
But then I also would really like to wait for... I'm sure there's got to be people out there developing smello apps where you get to smell the stuff as well. Oh, jolly hiccups. So surely a poop fire's got to be better with the aromas as well.
With the aroma. True. Got to have the aroma in there. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Absolutely. Hashtag no relation. Dried dung is it makes good firewood as well, and they espouse its ability to ward off insects as well. So if you burn a bit of cow poo in your campfire, you won't get as many mosquitoes. Never qualified it or guaranteed it or understood that it's actual or true, but you know, that's what they say.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, the Indians in India will slap a cow pat on a palm tree and let it dry, and when it falls off the tree, they know it's dry enough to use as fuel for cooking on. So they love a bit of cow poo cooking. It's good for a barbecue, apparently.
Bit of extra flavour.
Oh, yum. Bit of grassy, peaty smoke. Next thing, there'll be cow pat whiskey.
Cow pat whiskey. I'd try it. I'd have a go, I reckon.
Yeah.
I've had fresh cow pat jammed down my throat, so whiskey would be a very, very, very efficable alternative.
Cow pat jammed down your throat. I'm curious, but I don't want to ask.
Oh, look, we used to play this game called cow pat jousting.
Okay.
So you'd go out into the cow paddock and you'd find the biggest, sloppiest cow pat that would still like maintain form in your hand. So if you picked it up, it wouldn't just go bleh. It would still maintain form, but it was still soft and squishy. And then it was like dual rules. So you'd go back to back, you'd do your 10 paces in opposite directions, and then you'd turn around, hold it aloft, and run at each other. And it was an attempt to smash a soggy cow pit. English. Cow pat in the opposition's face. That was cow pat jousting.
Oh, man. Yeah. Son up some teenagers.
Brutal sport, but no one got hurt. They might just get a little bit of a little bit of sick or a little bit of diarrhea the next day, but
a bit of pink eye.
Entirely healthy.
Oh, that'd make a good video.
I see what you did there, Travis. Travis says it sounds like a crappy game. Needless to say, everyone went home from that game needing a rinse from the garden hose.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, Sarah.
I said I told my kids I'll be half an hour, and it's been 2.5 hours. So
I'm glad you broached it, because I was just reading your message and I was going to do it much more abruptly than the way you just chose to do it.
Have a good day, Sarah.
Right.
Nice to see you.
Thanks
for hanging out this long with us, hey?
Good to see you as always.
We'll do it again next week, and we might actually sell some art.
No,
Did we sell anything? You all should be buying stuff.
Yeah, we've got to
I didn't even show. You don't know. I am going to go. So I'm not doing this. I actually collected myself some piles of things. So if you ask me, I'll be like, I do have things I can show, compared to the last time when I was like, didn't really. So, but they're not very exciting, and I'm going to go now. Maybe next time I'll show some.
Okay. Next time we'll work on our hard sell, and we'll really ram it down people's throats so they can't say no. Oh yeah, Scunch Princess, can you say awesome to meet you as well, Travis?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hang on.
Maybe not. Maybe not a simple task.
I can. I just don't. They're repeating the thing. But yeah, no. Thank you, and it's nice to meet you too, Travis. Now,
Travis is one of my.
What I try and do is connect that name with the other name, so that I can remember it.
Yeah. Understandable. It's got no relevance. There's only a couple of the letters similar, so it's very easy to understand that miscomprehension.
It's all good. But yeah, thank you, everyone, though, for having
Thanks for hanging
me.
out. Thanks for hanging out with us for so long.
I don't know. So long.
It's been like over 2 years since I think I've had you on a stream this long.
No, yeah. We were doing some pretty long ones. I was there on your birthday one that went for 24 hours. That was only just over 12 months ago.
Hey, that wasn't my birthday stream. It just happened to be Aquamate's 24-hour stream that fell on my birthday. And blessed for all the viewers, they got to watch me scull wild turkey from a bottle for my breakfast on my birthday. That's what you want as a stream viewer, surely.
That's right. All right, buds. I love you to death. I gotta go to bed.
Righto. Let's all go to bed now that Scungy's leaving. Scungy, you've made everyone want to go.
Well, it's 9:30. I gotta get up at 3:30, so I'm gonna die.
Okay. See you guys.
Well, good night.
I bet. Okay.
Bye.
Last man standings.
Yeah, well, I was just I was waiting to see who would actually leave and go and who would stay, and it's just us.
Yeah.
It's quite awesome to have Scungy hang around for so long. Quite awesome to have the Zen Ginger hang around for so long. Goodness me, I can't remember when the Zen Ginger spent more than an hour in my stream. But anyway, yeah, it is probably an appropriate time to split. Maybe think about doing more appropriate, acceptable jobs than sitting here in front of a computer. And a bit of that.
Cheers.
So yeah, everyone. Backwards Fish Room is here, just in case everyone was uncertain about the presence. Lels. Good one, Zen Ginger. You should pencil that into your diary to make it a regular occurrence. Blah. Wow. It's almost like my guts just upended themselves.
Like a frog.
What have we got? We've got 20 odd people in here. Is there a person in here that's going to do a live next or something that we can promote and maybe turn up at? Let us know. We're bloody solid promoters here on my channel. If you got something that's going on, I'll promote it. Not, I won't promote. Oh, actually, I'm going to make a liar of myself because I was going to say I don't promote streams that are going at the same time as mine, but I believe I did today. Nice backwards fish room. We like to pass the time. Hopefully the night is passing well. Sometimes when people suggest that other people are helping them pass the time, some not nice stuff is going on. So hopefully backwards fish room shit is not too severe for you and your night is still mildly pleasant. Maybe we've made it worse.
Like shitty stories.
Who can tell? But that's what we do. That's what we do. We tell shitty stories. We regurgitate shitty facts. Priscilla's finally decided to show up. Oh, nice, Trav. Nice. I don't enjoy the sound of my own voice when I hear it, so luckily I don't watch many replays. Here we go. S is getting tight trousers for your ceiling, beast.
Oh yes, it's very. There's 11 beams on one side and 5 on the other, and a giant brick wall in between. It's a very nice house.
So I guess I put it out there. Who's going live? Let's promote it. No one's going live. Hey, bloody hell! It's only, what is it? Almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. It must only be midnight or so in the US. Maybe maths. 4 a.m. in the UK. Oh, I'm stretching 2 a.m. in Sweden. Look out. I think my bait might have just got a little bit of a tickle from Adele. Come on, Adele. Take it over. Do. Hang on. Let me try. Oh, shit. I did that same thing again. If I do this, how is this killing time? Oh, you can't just do that, Michael. You can't. How do you go to that spot, you go to copy, then you go over there, then you go there. This is exciting television, isn't it? Then you go there.
Linky poos. G'day, Pond Life.
Pond Life? Oh my God. I haven't spoken to you, Mr. Raxer, in so long. How have you been, mate? I've seen some of your pond videos. But, we haven't spoken word to word, man to man in a long time. Oh, there we go. Right. Now I see Rack's motivation for coming in here. He knows we're finishing. He wants all of our viewers to go over to his stream of filling up a pond. I hope you're talking about decent subjects, Rack.
Pass on the flame.
I'm not sending my viewers over to your stream, Rack, if you're just running a hose into your pond and not telling wonderful stories. I know you've got stories, sir. If you're just bloody expecting people to watch a hose run, though. Oh, can you do that without it making a circle? See how I do like, if I try and waggle my finger left and right, within about 7 or 8 twirls, it starts to want to do a circle. There's a little experiment for everyone to do at home on their own.
Can you finger without making a circle?
Yeah. Can you just horizontally finger? Laterally finger. We cover all the big subjects here. I did have a message from someone who might be willing to come up on the stream, so we might be able to go a little bit longer, but I'm also really busting for a wee. Have you got a monologue prepared or something, Beast, that you can do while I'm gone?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
A Shakespearean soliloquy, perhaps?
Yes, yes. So, it's all about tax time. So anyone who's got a business, they know what tax time is all about. It's a bit of a bastard, but it's taken us 19 years to get our shit together and put all our receipts into baggies. And now what we have to do is put those receipts into chronological order for the tax man, so we can get that sweet, and then write it all up, and then we get that sweet return.
I don't get any money back.
Well, yeah, writing off the tax, so we don't end up having to pay as much, if not anything. That's the whole idea: is that you invest in your own business to, whether it's in Australia, we can claim up to $80 a day on food and maybe a few drinky poos, and yes, we can not pay as much tax, because tax is theft. And there's 3 things guaranteed in life, and that's
death, taxes, and hilltop hoods rocking them.
Michael's
How
got
good was
it.
that timed?
Yeah, fucking oath. The hoods. Oh, they're from Adelaide, right? And the hilltop hoods, and right behind my dad's place on 15 Light Road, Coromandel Valley in South Australia, near Adelaide. Right behind his house is Hilltop Crescent. And for years I was convinced that potentially the Hilltop Hoods started off on Hilltop Crescent in Coromandel Valley, but I asked a few locals and they said, nah, they never lived there, but I suspect they just didn't know that the Hilltop Hoods were just behind my dad's house.
Maybe it was just the first street sign that they stole. Sorry, not sold.
And it just sounds cool. The Hilltop Hoods.
It does. Alliteration always sounds cool.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you typing, ball space? Death, taxes, and hilltop hoods rocking the mic.
$5,000.
I think he means 5,000 gallons in his pond.
Oh, right.
I think is what Rack is referring to.
Okay. Has the local markets returned? Yes, our local markets have returned. We are COVID-free pretty much in Australia, except for hotel quarantine. And, yes, people are buying and selling at markets.
And shops.
And we do, we just wholesale to shops. We don't do markets.
Yeah, well, it's good. Certainly good to see markets back. Just got to get Scungy into booking some.
Yeah, getting a spot is pretty tough. You get what you can.
Yeah, they always seem to give her a spot whenever she wants it. It's just she's got to actually go and say, yes, I want to do it this weekend, etc. That wasn't a thumb.
That was a up yours from my wife when I told her to go away. She started to comment on my comments. It was getting very distracting. I can't have a conversation with the filter. It doesn't work. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
G'day.
Adele, mate, beast.
Hi, Adele.
Beast.
Whereabouts are you,
How
Adele?
are you? I'm a Brisbaneite.
But you're in the darkness. Are you in a nice dark room? Oh,
no, I just have curtains. I have window furnishings.
Yes, lovely. Lovely.
She does that Anne Rice type vampire thing. When the sunlight comes, she goes.
Yeah.
And I may or may not have light sensitivity issues. So
Let's just go with the vampire story.
You wouldn't like my torch.
they are I mean, they are technically light sensitive. So
Technically.
there you go.
I'm glad you used that
I guess
term.
so. I don't have a soul.
You don't have a soul?
I'm a ranger. Well, I'm a ranger. We don't have souls.
Fair enough.
You know, and I've got freckles for every single soul that I've reaped.
Nice.
I'm glad that it came from you to confirm the ginger status than me having to point it out to everyone.
Oh, right, yeah, because it's not obvious. Thanks, Travis. Cheers.
Not without the light, it's not.
Why do I feel weird that
Redhead.
Adele
Am
and
I red now?
Yeah, it's nice orange.
Well, kind of looks blonde. It's weird.
Yeah.
I am a redhead.
Yeah. Yeah, look, red.
Right.
It's
Freckles
red.
are so hot, you guys. I don't know why you
Oh, no.
and
Mother myself in makeup. I like I prefer like pristine.
if
I do
I reckon
pristine when I do makeup.
I reckon if I did makeup, I'd paint freckles on because I love them so much.
You know, I could see that. You know, nice dusting across your nose and your cheeks.
Yeah, give me some ginger megs across my face, thanks, sir.
Zip Pippi Longstockings, the dusting.
Oh yeah, Pippi Longstockings were they were very, very only in this sort of area, but
Yeah, just that sort of area.
I like it when a girl lifts up her arm and she shows you her armpit, and her armpit's got freckles as well. I think that is quality freckles right there.
Freckled armpit. Wow. Never heard of that.
Rack's just pond life.
I just had to have a cheeky look. Like, no, I've never had freckles in my armpit. So that's weird.
Weird? Oh.
Just a little bit.
That's just unacceptable.
I mean, I don't go out and like sun my armpits. Burn. Blacky, if you long
Zen ginger, I like that.
I like that one.
That has to go. I'm fucking writing it down. That has to go on a shirt. Someone has to design a pithy bong stocking.
Pithy bong stocking. That has to go on a shirt
this week.
Say that 10 times fast.
I can't. I've had too many bongs.
If you say it in a mirror in the dark, does that summon Blacky at all?
No, it summons freckly Blacky. I turn up, but I'm all ginger and freckly and different and stuff, and you never know what you're gonna get. G'day, Fishymon.
Hi, Fishy.
Someone, I don't know where I've put my notepad. Someone quickly write down pithy bong stocking and then take a photo of it and then email it to me.
Pithy bong stocking. I had a friend who used to make bongs out of coconuts. Even though he didn't smoke weed, he was like all about making the bong coconuts.
He was clearly a craftsman, an artisan.
Yeah, they're very pithy. Bamboo and coconuts. He'd carve them up really well and make a base for the bottom. Based out of half a coconut that cut the top out of, so he could sit the round ball in the thing. And they weren't that clean, but good for a single use.
Yeah, and why not?
Yeah. No pithy bongs.
Who's got the crows? Is that you, Adele?
They're outside my window waiting to be fed.
I love it.
Bastards.
I think
I have
musical and
there's
lovely.
2 crows here that have like broken legs.
Right.
So the rest of their flock have kind of disowned them and don't look after them. So I do.
I thought crows were better than
You
that.
had your breakfast. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah, it worked. Kind of.
You've got to say it. You've got to say it in language that the crows understand. You've got to say, "Fuck off, fuck off."
Fuck
off.
Would you two be quiet?
Yeah, they will agree for like 20 seconds, and then they'll go, "We tricked her."
So Adele, we used to sell to a shop in Sydney called the Cabinet du Curiosity, and they had all kinds of taxidermy and goth shit. It was quite good, but they closed up shop.
Oh,
yeah, they had good metal CDs too.
Awesome. Is that a tiny little murder lip?
Yeah, it was a tiny little shop, but we do sell in Brisbane to what's Stacey's shop called? Underworld Realm, which is upstairs, right in the middle of the city.
Oh my god, I haven't been to that store in like 15 years. It's been a really long time.
Yeah, Stacey's still running well. Yeah,
it's a little bit of an
wow.
Yeah, go check it out. Check out our silver.
Bit of an oxymoron there.
In so long. Wow.
Underworld Realm, and it's upstairs.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Thank you for finishing my sentence because I couldn't get my words in.
Sorry.
Can you words today, Blacky?
What?
Can you words today? I can't words.
I could.
I can't brain either.
Yeah, I'm struggling now.
Can I has words? Please.
Yeah.
Plots.
Can I words? Can I do words?
Plots.
Right, they've gone up the street.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought, it's nice and quiet.
Old man Jenkins has thrown some bacon on his front lawn.
Between myself, one of the girls and her daughter across the road, and there's another girl on the other corner next to me. We all kind of pitch in and feed the locals, which is great, especially with magpie breeding season. The magpies come down and they don't swoop any of us at all. It's so great. But yet we will sit out the front and watch a bike rider getting chased from one end of the street to the other. Just sit there and laugh at them. It's great.
Those moments are awesome because you've got to shout at that cyclist, you know.
Yeah.
Bring a sausage, you idiot. Bring some bring last week's leftover meat, you fool.
I mean, I used to just throw like a handful of cat kibble and they would eat them. So
yeah, well I suppose cat kibble
take much to something, some kind of peace offering. They are happy.
Well, it gives them a challenge as well because they can't just neck it straight away. They've got to take a few minutes to eat it. You give them a piece of meat.
And by that time, you fucking take off.
Remember, 2 of the beers are mine.
I had magpies in Perth that I could feed with a fork.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, I used to give lean mince to my chooks, and all the maggies would line up on the edge of the barbecue. And they'd wait their turn, and I'd offer them some mince, and they'd take their bit of mince and fuck off to the end of the line, and it was funny. They were really well behaved.
Yeah, if there's one thing magpies have got, it's good manners.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
Some do, yeah.
They sing for their supper at least.
They're blessed with natural pleasers and thank yous.
Yeah, I think so. Pond Life says, I need you to be a guest on my stream when you complete your stream. Blacky?
You got an invitation, Blacky?
What, the one that's currently going, right?
Yeah.
Or what?
On Life. Is it going now?
Yeah, well, I did stipulate earlier in my stream that there was like 1,000 streams going at the same time.
I was thinking about streaming, but maybe that can wait.
MTF and F.
Hi, Jess. Hi.
Hi, Jess.
Hello.
How are you? I try and resist calling you Jess because I really do enjoy just calling you MTF and F. It rolls off the tongue so much nicer. Plus, there's already so many Jesses, you know? Jess, Jessie, Jesswanta, Jesswangadang, all these Jess variants that get about.
Jesswangadang, ding dong.
Oh, definitely Jesswangadang is my favorite.
Just me.
Sorry.
That was good. I like that.
Absolutely true, Fishymon. Crows, they are the guardians of all the other people around. They don't. If there's a crow on a roadkill carcass, none of the other animals are going to get run over.
Duckweed dance, yeah.
Oh no! I totally missed the joke. Now I feel a little silly. But they do. They like hang around some roadkill.
Maybe I should talk to Kenny and do some choreography for his duckweed dance.
Duckweed dance.
Do the duck.
Oh, duckweed. You had to be there. It's a whole story about getting duckweed all over the wall while doing water change.
Right.
And then you get it up your arm. So you're doing the duckweed dance trying to get it all off.
Yeah.
I find the best way is to just wait till it dries and then go out in the wind and shake yourself about.
Just shake
and,
it off.
Frog bit glitter. So Kenny can do his dance with his frog bit glitter. Oh gosh. Oh, it's getting a bit ridiculous.
Hey, is
That's the name of the game.
Is frog bit legal in Queensland?
I have no idea. Oh, you mean the stuff that we have? You know,
the Amazon frog bit. I had a Victorian friend of mine send me some up, but mine's all died off, unfortunately.
Oh,
so sad, so sad.
I don't know. I should get GRB to send me some, but he's in Perth. It'll take ages to get to me. I killed a roadkill crow with my car once at Kew in the WA goldfields. He didn't move. We couldn't believe it. Okay.
Oh.
Poor thing.
He was hungry. He wanted that cheek flesh.
Yeah, death wish.
Mate, it's not like there's cars coming the other direction. You could have just gone around it.
Quick swerve equals rolling at high speed. That's ill-advised.
Don't spoil.
But when there's no cars coming,
yeah. When there's no cars coming, you could get around the crow. Yeah, you're right.
I don't believe in unnecessarily killing wildlife.
I agree.
even if it is just a crow.
Yeah.
How dare you? Just a
They
crow.
always move except once. They always move until they don't.
It's true.
Oh, I can't.
It's funny that Alan Matthews says that, because there was a recent story in the Google News feed about a young girl in Adelaide who crows started bringing her presents and gifts.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was feeding them and stuff, so they started bringing her fancy objects, and then more fancy objects, and then even more fancy objects still.
She got some diamond earrings.
There was a girl that moved into this house, and a neighborhood cat used to come and bring flowers to her doorstep.
Wow.
As like little gifts. So she'd see like all of these like hibiscus flowers and stuff on her front stoop. She figured out it was the cat leaving them.
That's rad.
Yeah. Yeah, and a dog. I think it was somewhere in the States. A dog, like someone who owned a dog at a university, the dog would come up with leaves to the cafeteria and pay for food in leaves. Like money. Because he saw everyone else handing like bills over. He'd go and grab a leaf and like pay for a bit of bacon or something. It was so cute. Yeah. And they didn't have the heart to like keep shooing him away, so they just went, okay.
Yeah. Dude's putting in the work. He's got to be rewarded.
He'd go and find like the perfect leaf and like go up and pay for his food. Like, come on, give us a bit of bacon.
Yeah. I want a hot dog too.
Yeah, exactly. Good on him, smart boy.
Oh, bird
the
garden.
Goodest boy. Birds always pushing their damn luck. Yeah, they are around here.
Well, they've got to. I mean, they're blessed with wings to fly away when their luck has been pushed too far.
Yeah.
We've got 2 sets of magpies, 2 sets of butcher birds, the crows, and I've even had a currawong coming down lately who will sing outside my window for some food.
I love currawongs, even though they're baby birds.
They're so cool. Well, so are butcher birds and crows and magpies.
Yeah. They're all good birds.
Just really different to anything else. Very cool. He's just starting to trust me now, so he'll actually come down out of the tree when I throw a bit of meat out there for him.
Well, I've got a few Australian ravens that hang around my backyard, and I'd really love to befriend them, but they're so untrusting of humans. It's so difficult.
It takes a lot of time. But usually food helps.
I don't have time. I want instant
gratification, God damn it.
Yeah, especially from the ravens.
So, guys, we're rounding on 3 hours. I better take my leave in a moment and say goodbye. It's been
probably
wonderful.
Wise. Maybe we should all go, and Adele will continue this stream on her own channel, perhaps.
Perhaps later. I don't know.
Is Bird Garden just Rack coming in under a different name? Or is Bird Garden someone who's actually enjoying us talking about birds? Because we talk about birds and fish and lizards and snakes on my channel. And, societal issues, cultural differences. We branch all of the subjects here.
I've started doing the same thing on my own channel, actually. As per my name, I kind of just do open panels and people can come up and talk about whatever they wish.
Oh, Can we get a mod to put a link to Adele's channel in the chat, please? Because she does do that. She chats about all different kinds of stuff.
I basically just decided to do live streaming so everyone had somewhere to hang out when all the streams ended. I'm gap filler.
The kick on.
Yeah.
The kick-ons, the after party with Adele.
My last after party was like 10 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That hurt.
Yeah, was that the one that I was there for like 4 hours of?
Yeah. But my birthday, so I did my first stream on my birthday. And I did like 20 hours. I did an insane amount of time.
Uh-oh, he's getting his shirt off.
Gotten really warm. Did it get really warm at your house, Beast?
You're turning red.
I know.
Hot stuff.
Temperature's like going up.
Look, he's burning. He's burning up.
I'm burning up.
It's because I came up on stream, isn't it?
Yeah, hot stuff.
You know it.
Sucker for a redhead, aren't you?
Yeah, even I'll accept a strawberry blonde.
No, not exactly strawberry. Not quite. It's gotten darker. I used to be like a blonde, strawberry blonde, but it's darkened quite a lot.
Ah, you must be getting old or something.
Yeah, I am.
Don't tell anyone.
I'm 21 again.
21 again. I'm nearly at my third 21.
Oh my gosh. I'll do stream.
All right, let's call this one quits, and then are you gonna do a stream, or will we just send everyone?
Yeah, I'm thinking it. I'm setting it up now, so
righto.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and
a couple of seconds.
I'm gonna go and pop into Pond Life stream, see how that's going. And if you're up and live, I'll pop back and probably pop in for a visit with you then.
Cool.
Oh, hang on. Here we go. Z-Beast is back. He disappeared without explanation or reason, but now he's back.
Yeah, I had a phone call, so I exited quickly. Yeah.
That'll do it.
I'm going to drop out of here, and then I'm going to start my stream.
Okay. Great to meet you, Adele.
So
have a
come
great
and
time.
follow me over. You too, ZBs.
See you, Adele. Bye, Mike.
All right, thanks everyone.
See you next
Thanks guys for hanging out and being on screen and stuff. And everyone else sitting in the viewy territory. Thanks for hanging out this long.
Have an excellent day, night, wherever you're at. Make sure it's a good one. Take it easy. See yous.
All right, take it easy, man. Talk to you soon.
For sure.
And everyone else in the chat, if you don't go over to Pond Life stream, check out Collaboration of Curiosity's stream in a matter of moments. But I will head on over and make an appearance at Rack's stream. Thanks for the invite, Rack. And then we'll see what happens in the next 60 minutes or so.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Beast. Take it easy, man. I'll see you in the car park.
Sounds good, man. See ya.
Everyone else, take it easy. Look after yourselves. GRB, Zen Ginger, thank you very much for Lincoln and all that kind of stuff. Chevy, Birkinshaw, your timing is impeccable. We're just finishing up. And what was the other thing I was going to thank people for? Oh, yeah, like if you're like one of these crazy people who watches these live streams on the replay, like not live, but on the replay, and you've made it this far, you're an exemplary human. How on earth you got this far is unfathomable to the normal human mind. So well done you. Well done you. Drop a comment in the comment section below if you made it this far as a replay watcher.
And likes are always appreciated too.
Well, I mean, sure, they are, because Beach said so. Yeah. If you made it this far watching live, you already know that we love you. Well done. Well done, you. Thanks, Chevy, for your thumbs up. I almost felt it. Anyway, apart from that, maybe I'll drop a video this week. Maybe not. If not, see you next week on the next Have a Beverage with Blacky and the Beast and Corvus and maybe Scungy and Adele and whoever else we can rope into being a dickhead on camera. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. See yous when we are looking at you.